This time around, something a little different, something that you're probably not going to buy, but might be curious about, a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, an all-electric one. Yeah, there's a full EV now. The newest rear-drive, all-electric Mercedes is a two-seater. SL fans shouldn't get too excited, though. Its performance is geared towards contractors and delivery drivers. The e-Sprinter is exactly what you'd expect, an electrified version of the van that gets the job done. Pretty much any job. The airport shuttle that I used to get to the press event I attended in Los Angeles, California, a Sprinter. You may never buy one, diesel or electric, but Sprinters are a part of your life.
The Sprinter is the flagship of our portfolio and has been on sale in the US since 2001. Since that time, the US has become the second largest market for Mercedes-Benz commercial vans outside of Germany.
Built in Charleston, South Carolina, you'll start seeing e-Sprinters doing the chores in your neighborhood soon, but probably not hearing them. For now, they're made in one body style, the high roof with a 170-inch wheelbase. If you're wondering how much your plumber or handyman paid for their e-Sprinter, pricing begins at about $74,200. That includes delivery. And there is a more expensive model, typically with EVs. That means a larger battery. But in the Sprinter's case, the pack is always the same, 113 kilowatt hours usable. The difference is a more powerful motor. Spending an extra $3,400 buys the 150 kilowatt motor, that's 201 horsepower. It twists out 295 pound-feet of torque, or 400 newton meters. The base unit is 100 kilowatts, or 134 horses. 240-volt level 2 charging will juice e-Sprinter up in around 12 hours. The standard max DC fast charge rate is 50 kilowatts, upgradable to 115. With that option, 10 to 80% happens in 42 minutes. Plug and charge will be supported on many of the popular charging networks.
Last year, Mercedes-Benz Vans demonstrated its efficiency driving from Las Vegas to the tech center in Long Beach on a single charge, which corresponds to 275 miles.
Different flooring material can be selected. This glass bottom is not one of the options. Mercedes is showing off the powertrain here. This LFP, or lithium ferrophosphate pack, again with 113 kilowatt hours usable, weighs 1,007 pounds.
This chemistry eliminates the use of rare earth materials such as cobalt or nickel. Cell degradation is lower than many other batteries, ensuring durability and low maintenance requirements, ideal for light commercial vehicles. Special safety structures protect them in the event of an accident. The battery's position in the vehicle helps to lower its center of gravity and has a very positive effect on handling, but also stability of the vehicle overall.
e-Sprinter is rear drive only. The architecture is effectively the same as the diesel version. What do you think, frunk or no frunk? You know, they could put a frunk in here, but this is a delivery van. There's no learning curve for delivery drivers. It fires up like any Sprinter, only silently, and they'll recognize the transmission selector from Mercedes cars and SUVs. Hey, UPS drivers can make good money. This paddle reduces recuperation drag. This one ramps it up. Holding it enables an auto mode that adjusts the amount of drag by how close traffic ahead is. And there's navigation-based charging, select a destination, and it will even precondition the pack. Like all Sprinters, there are loads of ways to configure the E. Windows, no windows, powered or manual doors. The cab can be enclosed or walk-through. Interior panels can be specified. Shelving can be ordered. There's even LED lighting. My journey starts near LAX. Near as I can tell, there's an $18,000 price premium for the e-Sprinter over diesel models. Considering the cost of petroleum, the EV version could level the operational outlay in a few years. Plus, no oil changes and fewer brake pad replacements, things that would also keep the van out of service. On these events, we're normally paired up with another writer. My drive partner is Marcus Bureau from Autoproyecto.com. All right, Marcus, ready?
I think so.
Let's go make some deliveries.
Okay.
Our task? to deliver 450 pounds of weapons-grade plutonium to Newport Beach, some 50 miles away. Or it might just be a box of rocks to simulate the kind of equipment a contractor or pet grooming business might have aboard. You decide. The elephant or Sprinter van in the room? Range. We're driving the upgraded 150 kilowatt unit. The estimate using the WLTP cycle is 273 miles.
The estimated range is good, but that is the European testing. And that does tend to be optimistic. And there's no way that we're going to be able to do a true range test today. We're just not driving enough. But this should be more range than people need, right? Because deliveries, you don't tend to drive long distances.
Yeah.
Unless you're out in the country.
If an aircraft carrier had tires, the eSprinter's wheelbase would rival the USS Vincent's 170 inches. Compare that to a Chrysler Pacifica at 122.
It's a massive van. In fact, this is my first time in a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, and I liked it. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see what this thing can do. Okay, it's no Porsche Taycan, but it is a big van, right?
Yeah, a very big van.
Not sure what I was expecting, but this is a really quiet vehicle. I would have expected it to be a lot more rumbly and riding like a truck. But it's quiet and it's comfortable.
Yep. What do you think about the suspension so far?
It's quite good.
Yeah.
If I was a delivery guy, I'd be happy in this truck.
With options like the voice-activated MBUX system, alloy wheels, luxury package, and faux leather seating, I estimate this truck retails for around 78 grand. Fleet operators trying to pinch pennies might not be so generous to their drivers.
Seats are comfortable, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're very comfortable.
Yeah.
Nice support. Nice lateral support.
Mercedes hardly has this market to itself. Amazon is already running a fleet of Rivian vans, and I saw a number of these GM BrightDrop Zevo 600s on our way to Newport Beach.
So on top of being able to adjust the regeneration drag, there's an auto, and it uses the radar. It watches the car ahead and will adjust the regeneration drag
Exactly.
automatically. That is very cool. I think that's pretty neat.
The side mirrors are a bit small, and I'd like the optional digital rear view mirror, but this big boy is surprisingly easy to drive, and I prefer smaller vehicles.
A lot of things optional. So the basic trim is so basic,
Yeah.
and I don't like that.
I suppose if you're a business owner and you want to keep costs down, then you're going to want that basic truck and you're not going to put a lot of options because, you know, it might make the difference between making a profit and not making a profit. And if you're buying it for employees, what do you care? You're not driving it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
EVs like this don't need loads of range, and for many companies' needs, the 113 kilowatt-hour pack will be overkill. Mercedes says it's considering different-sized batteries. At the driver change, we get a little lost, so we find out that the eSprinter doesn't have a compact turning radius, but not half bad for a delivery truck. And heavy morning rains offered up a challenge that Mercedes probably didn't plan for.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay. Oof. Wow. Well, the Sprinter handled that okay. That was about a foot of water, huh?
Yeah. Wow.
Again, for now, this is a rear-drive vehicle. Perhaps the next generation of Mercedes vans will add dual-motor all-wheel drive.
Starting 2026, all newly developed vans from Mercedes-Benz will be based on just one single innovative, modular, and also scalable architecture, which we call VAN-EA, short for or abbreviation for Van Electric Architecture. All future midsize and large vans will be built on it, both commercial and private as well.
Even the largest drivers and passengers won't have any space issues. There's tons of room in the eSprinter's cab, and even more storage cubbies and cup holders. In fact, I have never seen so many in a vehicle, but when there's this much real estate available, there are a lot of possibilities. It's quite a hike up and into the extremely comfortable chairs. They're very much appreciated. I recognize a few pieces from the Mercedes cars and SUVs that I've driven over the years, but there's nothing like cut and sewn material and dramatic ambient LED lighting. That's reserved for the Boss's EQS.
Recently, I tested the Kia EV9 and was very impressed with its cargo space, but the eSprinter has 488 cubic feet, 5 times that of the Kia. Doing the TP trunk test in this would be a nightmare.
eSprinter is a vehicle that few civilians will purchase, but many will be impacted by. Even the people behind the wheel typically won't be the ones buying them. This is hardly a normal kind of EV. The quiet, comfortable, and refined eSprinter is an extra level of Mercedes goodness over the diesel version. Delivery folks everywhere will be getting an upgrade. A special shout out and thanks to Marcus Bureau for putting up with all of the things that I needed to do. Shooting video is very time consuming. He was a great sport. A reminder that this is an event and Mercedes provided transportation, lodging, and food, just being above board here. But honestly, this was a surprisingly fun rig to drive around. If you get the chance, take it.
Well, there you go. Something a little bit different from me. Hope you got something out of my look at the Mercedes-Benz eSprinter. I don't normally test drive delivery vans, but, you know, it was fun. I did ask the folks at Mercedes whether or not there was going to be a big business with conversion vans, and they said, there's going to be some of that, but for the most part, they're really targeting cargo. Thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe to this channel, click notifications. If you've got a question, leave it in the comments or find me on social media. That's Driven. I'm Tom Wolf.